Hi everyone. Welcome to our Thursday night Facebook Live here on DonnaStamps.com. I am Donna Schneidmiller, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Louisville, Kentucky, and I am so glad that you are able to join us tonight. I have a really cute project to show you, but I also want to take a minute to bring you up to speed on some things that have happened since our last Facebook Live and share that information with you so that you don't miss out on anything. So we know that we have Celebration, one of the biggest times during the Stampin' Up! Year, going on right now. And of course, you can host and earn product. Hi, Tracy. You can place a purchase, and if it's qualifying, then you can earn product that way. Or of course, you can purchase the starter kit and take advantage of those two options that we have going on. And I'm very excited that so many people have reached out and asked questions, etc. So if you have a long wish list, like I've been saying, you want to consider getting that starter kit, because that's where the real deal is. But we are in our second month of celebration, and just like always, they did again this year add some new items. Now the nice thing is you still have your celebration catalog that you can take advantage of. Everything's still available. Hi, Andrea. But they have added 11 new items that you can take advantage of that are from the Kids Collection, the mini catalog, and the online exclusives. So there are some great stamp sets. There's some just fun things in here. I think the best deal of them all is you can get the Alphabet Alum Mode alphabet dies. That's a great deal. So I have this little flyer already up here on the group, so you can check that out. I also have it over on my customer page, which is the Creative Cove. So if you are not already a member there, you need to go up to the top here of the feed in the featured posts, and you can click on the link that is in the featured post, and it'll take you right over and sign up. That's where I put all the pictures that I take and share. That's where all the measurements are, and lots of other things to keep you abreast of what's going on. So again, take advantage of that. Again, if you have any questions about the starter kit, please let me know. If you've been a demonstrator in the past, part of my team, you can absolutely come back, and we would love to have you and still take advantage of that deal. And of course, like I said, the option to get, there's two options. One is $125 worth of product for $99 plus two, not one, but two of the marker collections, plus a stamp set to go with it. And you get to pick which of the four marker sets that you want. Now that comes up to be $216 in product, which is awesome, for $99. And it also has free shipping, so you only have to pay the tax. The other option is maybe you have all the markers, or you're not a marker fan. You can in turn get the same deal, $99 for $125 in product plus free shipping, and get an extra $30 in product of your choice. So I think that comes up to be $155. I think it's a better deal going the other way. But again, great opportunity, and you get to enjoy a discount all the way through the end of July. No obligation to sell, to have classes, to do anything. Just join my team of happy shoppers, take your discount, and enjoy it on anything that's coming up. Now, the cool thing about that, in addition, is we have so much new stuff coming. So right now, we have the pre-order for demonstrators who can pick things from the new online exclusives that are coming to customers in March. They're awesome. I'm so excited. I placed an order. I did not overnight it like I normally do. So as soon as that comes in, I'll be sharing that with you. We have new kits coming. We have a brand new catalog coming in May. So in April, we get to pre-order from that. So demonstrators, whether you do it the way I do it or you're just a happy shopper, you get to take advantage of all those sneak peeks and perks and get them at a discount before anyone else. So reach out to me if you think you are interested. And again, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Now, in addition to all of that, we know that whenever a catalog is retiring, we have this new way of doing that, and that is our last chance list. So there's no more clearance rack, there's no more retiring list. It all goes into a last chance category on the online store, and items are discounted. And then every couple of months, they actually get additional items added, and items that were already in there have additional discounts. Well, that just happened on Tuesday of this week. So go check it out if you haven't recently. Remember, those items are all while supplies last, so you want to get them sooner than later. But there are some awesome deals out there on things that were out of the last many that we had, etc. So again, I don't know how long they're going to last. They are supplies last. If it's on there, most likely once it's gone, it will not be coming back. So again, just take advantage of all of that information. Okay. The upcoming registration is upcoming now, or open for the upcoming Club Cove for the month of, hi Cheryl, for the month of February. You know, I always pick a bundle. And then around that suite, you get product to make 8 cards to each of 4 designs. You can add the stamp set, etc. You get automatically designer series paper, an embellishment, and a ribbon. And then you can pick it up or have it shipped to your door. So we've been having so much fun with that. It actually started in August of 22. And I just the other day went through some of my cards and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. And it's just getting better and better and better. So if you're interested in that, it is $30 for porch pickup. It's $38 if you need me to ship it. And this month we are featuring the Mixed Florals, which is an online exclusive. I am in love with this stamp set. And look at the bundle that comes with it. So you get all the dies to cut out all of the images, including the little ladybugs, which are so cute. But then it has this awesome greenery piece. So if you're interested in that, you can do it for 1 month. You can do it continuously. You need to sign up by the 16th on DonnaStamps.com, my website. Okay, and there's a link up at the top that says Join Club Cove, and you can go out and do it. And like I said, you can do it for 1 month. Wait for me to publish what the next bundle is going to be and decide, hey, I want to pause for the month. That's okay. Or you can keep going. If you do it 6 months in a row, you receive a goodie bag from me as a thank you of $25 plus an additional product. So again, great opportunity. And you can also add on the stamp set, the bundle, or the dies with no additional shipping. I will take care of all that because it's all going to come to me and I'll include it when you pick up your package. All right, what's next? As far as events that are coming up, I want to tell you about those. We have this Saturday, our birthday card buffet. This was actually supposed to be in January. Cassie Miller is a demonstrator over in the south end of Louisville, and she and I partner every other month, so January, March, etc., to put on a card buffet. Now, we were supposed to do it in January, but of course that crazy weather and all the snow, we bumped it to this month. So you can come. We have anywhere between 12 and 20 different cards that you can come and make. They are all birthday this month, and we have male, female, etc. And they're $3 each, including the envelope. Okay, so you can make as many or as few as you want. And we have 2 sessions, one from 9 to 12 and one from 1 to 4. And again, we just have the greatest time, and it's so fun, and you get to try and work with projects and products you might have forgotten about, or even new things that are upcoming. So if you would like to attend, you don't have to RSVP, but we appreciate it just so we know that we've got plenty of seats in each session. And you can just message me here on Facebook. You can text me. You can go over to DonnaStamps.com, my website, and actually register there. But again, it is a lot of fun. And then, of course, we'll have another one on our regular schedule coming up in March. In addition to that, my Stamp-A-Stack for this month is also birthdays. And that is going to be on the 4th Sunday, which is the 23rd. You make 16 cards for each of 4 designs for $25, are free with a $40 order. If you're a member of my team, because you purchased a starter kit, you actually get to come to Stamp-A-Stack for $16. So you make 16 cards for $1 a piece, and that includes the envelopes. Okay, so again, you have to register for that, and the RSVP date for that is 1 week before, which will be February 17th. And then, of course, I'm letting everyone know that registration is open for my Spring Creative Escape. It's a day of creativity. You can bring whatever craft or projects you're working on. We've had people come and do tumblers with the sublimation machine, I think it's called. I've had sewers, I have quilters, I've had people knitting and crocheting. Some bring paper pumpkins to work on. Some bring club coves that they don't have finished. It's totally up to you. We have a lot of scrapbookers. I'm very excited because I am in the process of working on a partnership here in Jefferson County with the Jefferson County Extension Office, and they are located over on Gardner View Drive, which is right by the main post office, closest to Gardner Lane and Poplar Level Road. So you can actually see the building from the Watterson Expressway. But we're going to start doing classes there, but my spring retreat is going to be on there, and this conference center is awesome. You are going to get a rolly chair, not a folding chair, but a rolling chair. You have a nice table. We have plenty of room. There's a full kitchen. I'm super excited about it. It is $50 to come for the day. It is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It includes lunch and dinner. We will have drinks, etc. there for you, snacks, etc. There's raffles and giveaways and table gifts and all kinds of things. But it's basically a day for you to come, get away from home life, and just be able to work with your friends and meet new girlfriends, etc., and work on whatever it is you want to work on. So again, that's April 19th. The RSVP with payment, the final RSVP, is April 4th. But if you RSVP and pay by March the 21st, you're going to receive $10 in free raffle tickets for all of the giveaways. So again, all that information is up on DonnaStamps.com. And if you have any questions or you want to reach out to me directly, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay. And then, of course, make sure that you're commenting, saying hello. Hi, Linda. Let me know you are here. And your name is going to go into a drawing for the project that I did on my last live. So let me remind you of what we did. Love this card so much. This is using the Terrific Toadstools, I believe it's called, with that gorgeous, sweet Nature Sweetness Designer Series paper. Love all that gold. And then here's the alternative. So you can pick what you want. This is the intended card for the giveaway, but if you like the other one better, I'm happy to share it with you. So again, just make sure you say hello. Let me know you're here. Comment. And you can also comment. A lot of people don't realize this. If you watch me on replay, just type the word replay in the comments, and that way you're included. I see a lot of people liking the post or liking the video, but they're not commenting, and who doesn't want free stuff? So be sure that you do that. So I got everybody's name here in the hat. And let's see. Hi, Linda. Let's see who is going to get that. Linda Lighting, aren't you in Florida? I was talking to Trish today. She told me you were in Florida. the card is going to go to Norma Bryant. So Norma, I have your information. I will get that to you. And then if you share my video, which I greatly appreciate because we're growing and growing each week, and I'm so thankful for that, type the word shared in all capital letters. And that way I know to include you and that you shared, and your name goes into a separate drawing and you get a stack of cards from my stash. Now, all the Happy Mail, with the exception of the card that I just drew a name for, has all been mailed. I know a few of you have let me know that you've gotten it. If you haven't gotten it, give it another day or two. I understand the mail is crazy. And some of the things were considered packages, which is what is the holdup at the post office here. So just keep an eye on it. If you don't get it, let me know and we'll get you situated. So let's see who is going to get a stack of cards. And this is going to go to Tracy. So Tracy Schomburg, I have your information and I will get that up to you. And again, I'm so appreciative to everyone for sharing. It's great to be able to share with others. If you know someone you think might benefit from it, please let them know to come over and check me out. I am going live every Tuesday and Thursday, schedule permitting, at 8:30. So come see me. Okay. And then of course, when I put the camera down, you'll see the host code for the month of February. Remember, we only have February, March, and a half of April before the new rewards program kicks in. So if you have not gone over and set up an account on my online store, please go do that sooner than later so that April 15th, when the new program kicks in, everyone's going to be able to start earning credits that they're going to be able to spend on future purchases. So every order $20 or more, which is wonderful, is going to earn 10% in rewards that'll be banked into your account. So if you don't have an online account, we'd have nowhere to know to put those points, right? Or those credits. So make sure that you get that set up. If you have trouble, let me know and I'll try and help you as best I can. But we will no longer be saving credit cards and all of that. I know over the years I've always had you tell me, oh, put it on the card you have on file. Well, I'm not going to be able to see or hold that information anymore. So that will be part of this whole rollout, which is wonderful because then we don't have to worry about cards expiring and all that. You can take care of that on your own. Plus, it's safer, right? Okay, so when you place an order in my online store that's $35 or more and you use the host code, which you'll see, I always send you a little embellishment as a thank you. Now, I am loving these, so yes, I've used some, but you're going to get a whole pack. These are the low profile dots, and they are petal pink and gold, and they go with the mixed florals suite that I showed you that is going to be for Club Cove for this month. So great one. So if you like these and you'd like to get them for free, you just need to place a $35 or more order in my online store. And of course, if you spend $60, you're going to get to pick a free celebration item. All right. If anyone has questions at any time, just yell at me. Well, not yell at me, but, post in the comments, or you can reach out and text me, and I will be happy to help you out. Okay, so we are going to do a fun fold that I did, a year or so ago, and I love it, so I'm going to share it with you tonight, and we're going to make one last Valentine card, but you can use this design for pretty much anything you might have coming up. So hold 1 second. Let me put the camera down. Well, hopefully we're going to be in camera. I see we're a little bit not centered. Hopefully I'm not crooked. My camera's in good. Yep. Okay, my phone's in good. All right. Let's see if we're where we need to be. And I won't know till the camera goes down. Okay. Facebook's got to catch up with me. There we go. All right. So we are going to be working with an online exclusive and some additional products. I love this. We actually made a card a couple weeks ago with this. It's called the Heart of Elegance. It has that beautiful paper that has all the gold foil, etc. in it. And these die cuts will work on the different ones. So you've got your smaller heart, we'll cut this out. And then you have the 3 smaller images as well. So I just loved these hearts. We had a heart set a few years ago and I never got it, and I am excited about these. So this is the set we're going to play with. Now we're also going to be working with that Marbled Elegance paper, only we're going to do something a little different with it today as far as color. So we're going to start with a piece of thick basic white. This happens to be 4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 2 and 3 3/4. Then you're going to turn it and you're going to score at the opposite end 2 and 3 3/4. Okay, and again, don't worry about writing down measurements, etc. I will have all of that up for you on the Creative Cove shortly after our video ends. Okay, is that better? Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, you're also going to need a piece of Melon Mambo. This is 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it is embossed with that. I think it's called distressed tile folder. This is a 3D folder, so I've already done that just for time's sakes. But look how pretty that is. I love this impression. It kind of adds a little bit of oldness or elegance to a card. So that's already done. You need some of the DSP. You're going to need 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. Another piece that is 1/2 of an inch by 3 1/4. You're going to need some basic white that is, 3 1/2 by 3. Another piece of Melon Mambo that is 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then you're going to need some scraps of gold foil, basic white, and Melon Mambo. And you'll use the nested essentials dies to do the 2 largest die cuts for your sentiment. Okay, and then I have these little scraps that we're going to do some punching with. Okay, this is just a fun and easy fold, but it has a lot of pop to it. Now, one thing that I normally tell you when you are working with cards, etc., and you go to fold it, is to fold with the mound, okay, from scoring, so the raised edge on the inside. Today, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the opposite, and we're going to use what I call the valleys. The reason is the way this card folds, that little bit of additional, like stand-up, etc., makes it a little rough right here and thick for our card. So once we get it all folded, etc., it doesn't want to lay flat as well as it could because we've got that little divot inside. Okay, so we're going to fold it over on the 2 3/4 line, and then we're going to fold it back kind of like a Z fold, but you will notice that it's not a perfect fold over match. Okay, so if you fold yours, that's exactly how it should be. Well, and you want to do this before you put it together, and also before you get your stamping, etc. That way you've got this nice crisp fold. Okay, because once you put it down, you're not going to be able to burnish it any longer because of the way it lays. Okay, so I'm just going to fold these down. I'm just going to do them all because that way if we break those fibers down, we actually can work with it a little better. Okay, so there we go. So the first thing we want to do is just lay that aside. And I'm going to bring in the 2 pieces of white. And this is what we're going to do our stamping on. And you know what? I don't have an ink pad. That's important. We can't stamp without an ink pad, right? Okay, we're going to use nothing but Melon Mambo today. And I am going to start. Now, if you have a glass mat, even though I have my glass mat, which I absolutely love, I've always put my foam mat down. And this has a tad bit of give. And I always noticed that a lot of other demonstrators do not put a glass mat. So we're going to pray like heck that when we stamp this without the glass mat, I'm going to pull it down just a little bit so I can see where it is, that I'm still going to get a nice impression. So I'm just going to stamp love you right on the front. I'm going to hold it a second. Give it a little push. Oh, perfect. Okay, we need that. Then out of that stamp set also, it has My Heart Belongs to You. Now, this doesn't have to be a Valentine card. It doesn't say Valentine's Day anywhere on it. So you could easily, let's turn that over. You could easily use this just because or for an anniversary, etc. And I'm just going to set My Heart Belongs to You up here toward the top. Just like that, okay? So that's literally all the stamping that we're going to do. Now, I'm going to grab my Designer Series paper. Put this little strip on. There's my adhesive and my scissors. So I always cut, let's do this. We've got white paper here. Let's go on and close our ink pad so we don't end up getting ink on me, you, and the world, plus our card. I always try to make my strip just a tad bit longer because it's easier to trim it off than it is to have it be too short, okay? So now I'm gonna just trim off that little excess right there, and you can use your paper trimmer. I'm gonna cheat and use my scissors, okay? And that's good for that. And then, of course, we have our other. Now, for our Designer Series paper, we are going to put these. You'll notice this is a smaller section, so it's easy to determine. You're going to put your Designer Series paper on each end. Okay, so we're going to go on and do that. Just like this. This goes together very quickly. And again, you could do this with other Designer Series paper, other images you might want to use. You could also add additional DSP if you wanted on these two white panels. I am not going to do that, but you definitely can. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, then I have that other piece of Melon Mambo. So I'm going to bring that in and I am going to layer my inside piece on that Melon Mambo. Depending on what color you use for your card base, you still need this white piece. This one just happens to be 1/4 of an inch smaller on the inside, because if you had used a red base or a Melon Mambo base, you could have just put your white piece here. But I didn't want to put white on white, so I cut this to fit in there and just give it a little more pop. Now, this is the other reason, like I said, that I did not fold my card the way we normally fold a card, because this is, of course, going to add a little bit of bulk. Oh, nice, Donna. And you want to account for that. So this is just going to go right here. Okay, so there's that. And then this one is going to go right here on top of this piece of gold. Now, I'm not going to pop this up. I could, but I'm not, because I already have bulk And when I fold this, I'm going to have a little bit of bulk, but if you want to pop it up, you absolutely can. So we're going to center this just like that, okay? And then before I add this piece, well, no, I can go in and add it. This is how this is going to go. It's going to fold like this. It's going to fold like this. And then this piece is going to go across the center. So you want to make sure you only put adhesive on one side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, okay? I'm going to make sure it's centered where I want it. And then while it's here, I'm going to add my adhesive. Now because this card's going to move, oops, come on. I'm going to take it now. Now that I know where it goes, I can move this. Okay. So now I'm going to lay this back down. And then we're going to put this right in the center. And you got to be careful not to get adhesive on the opposite side, because then you'll seal your card shut and you can't get it open. Okay, and now we got that. All right, now I'm going to do some little bit of decoration and then we're going to finish it up. So I am going to use the bee punch, and the bee builder punch happens to be a free celebration item with your $60 order. Okay, I love it for whatever, the hearts, of course. And there is a brand new in our scrapbooking line, entire little packet, a workshop kit, etc., with a stamp set that's called Meant to Be, and it coordinates with the punch. So if you already bought the bee punch and this older stamp set that's still available, then you might want to get this. So I'm going to punch out, I think I did 2. Nope. I'm going to do, yeah, I'll do 2. I'm going to do 2 melon mambos. And then I'm going to do 2 golds. And you'll notice I like to take strips because then I don't have, I'll have waste here, but that's okay. It's already wasted, right? But it just makes it easier for you to punch without having a lot of waste. Okay, one more. And that other, I have the paper. I didn't get the stamp set yet. I ordered it, but it's not here. That paper is all purples and pinks. It's so cute versus true yellow and black. Okay, so I've got those, right? So I'm going to grab my glue dots that are almost gone. And I'm going to add my hearts. Oops. Okay. To my glue dots because it makes it easier for you to put them on. I need 2. Okay. And then we'll do 2. I might only need 3, but it's better to have them all punched and use them later than it is to have to stop and punch again, right? All right, let's put this one here. And there we go. Okay. Then I'm going to tear these off. And we're ready to go. All right. So what we want to do is I'm going to open this up, and where it says my heart belongs to you, I am going to take one of the gold ones. And I'm just going to put it right there. Just like that. Okay. Then on the front, I want to take a melon mambo. Oh yeah, let's put one down here. And then we're going to do a melon mambo also up here. And I'm going to lay this other one right here like this. Just, whoops. Just let them touch. Looks like I got a little crazy with my, there we go. So I can get that off. Yeah. Okay. you might not be able to see it, but there's a tiny piece of glue dot right there, and it's going to drive me nuts. I'll deal with it later. Okay. All right. So that puts that together. And then we've got 2 more steps. So we're going to fold our card up, bring in this piece, okay? And the idea here is that this is going to be centered right behind this and act as your background, okay? So we're going to flip this over, and only on this center square are we going to add adhesive, okay? And you could put tear tape. You could use liquid glue if you want. You could use CO+. But I am going to make sure that I put plenty so that I know it's not going to move, right? Okay, so bring it toward me just a bit. Oh, I've got glue on my mat. Okay. Right, and then I'm going to put this down. Like I said, we just kind of want to center it. That looks pretty good. Now, because this is embossed, I'm going to turn it over and take my bone folder, and just in the center, I'm going to just rub to kind of burnish. That way I know that it's good and stuck. Okay? And then one last thing, here they are. I'm going to use these, what are these called? Iridescent foil gems that have the gold in them. And I just want to add one of those. I'm going to put it right there. And then I'll add the larger ones here on the panel. And I think I'll put it up here. Okay. So there is your card. And you can kind of see, and I'm going to show you another one that I did. You know, I always do 2. Oh, thank you, Linda. I love how this gold all comes together. It makes it look really rich. Now, here's a red one that I did. Everything is the same except for the color. So I used the red paper. Okay, I used a different element on the front. Okay, and then you can see the difference here. Okay, this one I just put the white piece without the layer. So this white is 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. But I thought after I did it that it needed to have that extra piece. Oh, hi, Tracy Conrad. Thank you so much. That it just kind of finished it off. Okay, so either one works. My preference here is this one. I may take this piece out and cut it down to the 3 1/4 by, the 3 1/2 by 3, and add a piece of red because, again, I just think it kind of finishes off the card. Okay, but again, fits in a standard envelope. You don't have to pay extra postage. And then the cool thing is that it will sit up again. So, you know, I love that. So they can actually display their card for everybody to see. Okay. All right. So that's your cards for tonight. Again, I will post pictures and all the measurements for you here shortly. If you have any questions or need anything, let me know. And of course, again, we'll be back as planned on Tuesday. If you're not doing anything on Saturday and you want to come spend a little bit of time with me, again, we have plenty of spots open for the card buffet at either 9 a.m., so anytime between 9 and 12, and anytime between 1 and 4. But you'll have a better selection in the morning because once a card is used up, for lack of a better word, all the supplies, we pull that one. So if you want to get an opportunity to make all of the cards, morning session is better. So thanks so much for being here. Have a great evening. Stay warm. I hear we have snow coming next week, and I am not happy with that. But I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye, everyone.